Hi and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a summer transfer move to Arsenal. It's going to follow a real pattern this summer. It's either going to be Lacazette or Mbappe, Mbappe or Lacazette until those get done. Lacazette's the big one again today. A lot of outlets seem to be suggesting that Arsenal are growing in confidence that they'll be able to secure the services of Alexander Lacazette, and that £50 million will be the price that will get the deal done. And I think I spoke about this a couple of days ago, and a lot of papers again going with it. The fact that Lyon are closing in on signing Bertrand Traore from Chelsea. If they sign him, it's seen as the replacement for Lacazette. So could Lacazette be heading to Arsenal, and do you rate Lacazette? That was the thing. I was chatting to Claude a couple of days ago at Royal Ascot, and he was saying to me that you know what, I don't think he's all that. His goal record though is excellent, and I personally think he would be a good addition at Arsenal. But again, being linked, until anything gets done, that's always going to be links. Just like with Mbappe again, all over the papers again today. Conflicting stories. Some are saying that Arsenal are willing to pay £120 million to get it done, up to £120 should I say, to get the deal done, and that they've got the money and that they're willing to do it. And as I've said to you before, the bids for Mbappe from Arsenal have been serious bids. Others are saying that, you know, Monaco are now demanding £130 million for him, and that, you know, Arsenal are saying to themselves, nah, this is ridiculous now. We can't pay this for one player. We all know the story at the moment. He's 18 years of age. He's only a teenager. And even though it'd be very, very expensive, because he's so talented, because you've got such a long longevity in him, it could possibly be worth it if he hit it off. Arsenal also linked with another French player today, and that's Blaise Matuidi. Now, Matuidi's now 30. He's a top player, midfielder. He's in the last year of his contract at PSG, and the talks have apparently stalled on a new deal to keep Blaise Matuidi at the club. Matuidi's family members, who always seem to be the great spokesman on all these things, and the French always seem to have their family members coming out with little rumours, are suggesting today that he's open to a move to Arsenal or Man United. Again, a lot of this could be to do with the fact that what I just said, talks have stalled and they're trying to get him an improved contract at PSG. But certainly there was rumours that he could move last year. Would he be right for Arsenal? I think a few years ago, Blaise Matuidi would have been perfect for Arsenal. Now, 30 years of age, coming towards the end of his career, I'd want to see Arsenal going for a younger player in that position right now. Riyad Mahrez yesterday, apparently coming out and saying that his preferred club that he'd like to move to is Arsenal. He'd already said to Leicester that he wants to move on from Leicester. I spoke about this one a few days ago when I said the real weird thing about this one is that if this would have been last year, everybody would have been clambering at Arsenal. Get Mahrez! Why haven't we got Mahrez? Now fans are just, yeah, Riyad Mahrez, because he didn't have the greatest of season. Could that be the same thing that could happen to an Mbappe or somebody like that? Who knows? But Mahrez saying that his preferred club to move to would be Arsenal. And Alexis Sanchez, congratulations going out to him. Last night he scored in the 1-1 draw with Chile when they played against Germany in the Confederations Cup. It was a mistake by Mustafi, by the way, that got Alexis in, but it was his 38th goal for Chile, and that now makes him the all-time leading goal scorer for Chile, above Marcelo Salas, so well done to him. The only thing about that is that it sends him back again into the news. Link here, Bayern, Man City, this, that, they're all on him again today, because he is a top player, a top world-class player that we just cannot afford to lose. And interestingly, he was asked about his Arsenal career in the press conference, will he be staying? And he said, listen, I'm not discussing anything, which is what I told you, is what I heard from a source, that he said he's not talking about it until after the Confederations Cup. But it is worrying, though, that he's playing so brilliantly. He's right in that shop window. Lots of clubs after him. Let's get into some of your comments. Vapid Alloy says, why are we trying to spend £135 million on one player who could be a one-season wonder when we can actually use the money to buy Lacazette, find a player who'll fill Santi Cazorla's role, and we can also buy an Aaron Ramsey replacement? He's got a good point there. Mbappe would be a hell of a lot of money when you could go out and buy 3 top class players with that money. Arsenal Ozil says, but United was a stepping stone for Ronaldo. I remember on yesterday's show, I was talking, would you mind the fact that, you know, Mbappe's people are apparently saying that he said Arsenal would be a stepping stone for him to go into greater things. Well, Arsenal Ozil doesn't mind because he's saying that Ronaldo used Man United as a stepping stone. They won titles. Dan Pryor, I remember yesterday I asked you about Ross Barkley. Do you think he'd be a good player for Arsenal to bring in? You know, Everton want to get rid of him. Dan Pryor says Ross Barkley would not be an upgrade on any of the players in that area. We need to increase our quality, not match it. So he's not overly keen on Ross Barkley. Dom Ball says, I'd say get him and let Real Madrid pay 180 to 200 million pounds in a few years' time. He's talking about Mbappe, of course. And that's it. Loads more comments, but we could go on forever. Listen, thanks for watching the show today, and we'll be back tomorrow.
Subscribe to ArsenalFanTV.